contribute a lot to our mental health status. Okay? Everyday living, we have stress. And you can never eliminate stress as a society. But if we learn from the beginning of life how to cope with stress, identify our stressors, deal with them, and move on, we can do a lot to prevent mental health. You know, a lot of people using drugs and becoming mentally ill, they're not necessarily drug addicts. We see them, we see it as a behavior, but it's not really behavior. Mostly they're trying to cope with one thing or the other in life. So they will use what works for them, and it could be drugs. So going back to what I said in the beginning, teaching children when they were young about mental health, coping, stress management, and all that will go a very long way to help us with dealing with mental health issues when we grow up. Because if you look at mental health, it's a spectrum. My cup is full, could be somebody's cup empty. It's all based on perception and our ability to deal with issues of life. You know, as I know, mental illness is not really caused by one thing. People might say, "Oh, it's drugs, it's this." No, before people start using drugs, they have some problems. They have some mental health issues. They might be dealing with anxiety, low mood, self-image problems. So let me smoke some weed so that I can feel big. It's a mental health issue, and then it becomes problematic. So going back to what I said in the beginning, targeting children, teaching them about mental health, coping, stress management will go a very long way to reduce mental health issues.
Do we have enough cares in the societies we live in our daily lives? You know, because the number of those people who are suffering from this disease of mental health, there are many. So how can we assess the number of people who can take care of those big problems? We have enough.
No, you will never have enough. I don't think there's any country in the world that have enough. I've practiced in the UK in the past. They have very robust mental health system. It's never enough. You'll be lacking psychiatrists. You'll be lacking other mental health workers. But making use of what we have to the best of our ability, that's what we need to be looking at. Even, you know, a lot of people don't even access the services. The little that is available, a lot of people are not accessing it. So we need to help the community to understand that when they have mental health issues, there are help. Mental health issues is not only related to breaking down completely and ending up in a psychiatric hospital. It's not. It might be little things we have to deal with initially. I feel sad because I lost my job. How do I cope with that before it becomes a bigger mental health issue? So as a community, we need to encourage people just to come out and access all these little services, the primary services I would call it, like talking to somebody about how you feel. I lost my job, I don't feel happy, and all that. We move forward. You know, that will go a long way to reduce how many people ending up in the institution. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I have a question,
Yes, sir.
Mr. President. We are happy to have you here in this conference, international conference. You have said that you have been in mental health for many years. Please, as we know, in mental health practice, we say that no health without mental health. And in this conference, we have heard about stigma. So please, can you tell us about this way of thinking that there is no health without mental health, and what can we do in the future to reduce stigma? Thank you.
Well, stigma is a big problem in mental health, and it's global, and it cut across culture. It doesn't matter where you are. In Japan, they'll stigmatize.
Yeah.
In the United Kingdom, in the United States, and you know what? That actually affects the policy making as related to mental health.
Yeah.
Even a lot of people in government, they still have the stigma. That affects the funding that goes to mental health as well. If you look at it, we have big money going to research in oncology, cardiology, and stuff like that, but we don't have that same money going to mental health because people still stigmatize one way. It's an unconscious and conscious phenomenon. So how do we improve this? We need to continue low-level mental health education across the board. I'm talking about talking to elementary school kids or to people in governmental services. We need to start looking for opportunity to enlighten them. Many of them, they have better view of mental health because their family member have had mental health. But when you look at it globally, many of them never seen people or a relative with mental health, so they don't really appreciate it. So we need to start to keep talking about it. It's a responsibility of the mental health workers to teach people. You know, it's a very uncomfortable discussion sometimes. That's why even if you look at the media, people don't say much about mental health
Yeah.
because they don't want to say things that would be off. So simple things like gathering people together, teaching them mental health 101. When I say depression, this is what it means. When I say my mood is low, this is what it means. When I say I'm psychotic, I'm hearing voices. This is the reason
Yeah.
why. Little information will go a long way to debunk stigma. Stigma is a problem, and we need to keep pushing.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So let's conclude by saying again, no development without good mental health.
No,
Can you say that?
because people will tell you, "Oh, I'm not in the mood to talk about that."
Yeah.
But they're talking about mental state
Yes.
because mood is part of your mental state.
Yes, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, no, don't talk to me today. Oh, I'm not in the mood. People
Yeah.
should realize and appreciate the fact that this is a mental state assessment they are doing on themselves. All this simple awareness will help us a lot to let them. I mean, nobody. Okay, for example, you can go to work when you are not in a good mood.
Yep.
So how can you function, even if you're the CEO of any organization?
Yeah, the
You are
service will be
worried about
affected.
things.
Yes.
Your child is in school, is getting in trouble, is smoking dope and all that, and you are the head of a big organization. There's no way you can go to work when you are thinking about all that. That's why we say there's no health without mental health. There's never going to be, because actually that should be the highest level of health, because it's when you are mentally okay, then you can function.
Yep.
Otherwise, we can't function.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
And welcome again in
Thank
Kigali.
you very
Yes.
much.